Welcome to the AI preview show with me, Davey B, and Doncaster. We're going to be previewing this evening's card at Doncaster, which is live on RPGTV and SIS. Doncaster, what do you think of tonight's card?
Yeah, it's all right. I mean, it's just a standard card, really. It's quite tight, especially early doors. There's some good bets towards the back end of it, but yeah, it won't be the best card I've ever seen in my life.
Looks better than Monday's.
No, nothing can top Mondays. Monday's Moss Turbo night.
That was Sunrun
Everybody
by
love
Moss
that.
Turbo.
He's some boy, isn't he? I'm hoping he's back out again Monday and let the shenanigans begin again.
Hopefully so. Right, let's get into the current in-form and out-of-form trainers. Geraldine Kovac, 7 runners, 4 winners. Strike rate of just over 57%. Dennis Webster, 7 runners, 3 winners, just over 42% strike rate. Jimmy Gaskin, 24 runners, 7 winners, just over 29% strike rate. Current out-of-form trainers, Eddie Link, 4 runners, no winners. Graham Conway, 8 runners, no winners. Alex Hopkins, 13 runners, 1 winner. And Kenny Everett, 13 runners and 1 winner. Let's get into the action for tonight. Just going to share the card. And there we go. Race 1 is an A3 over 483 metres. Cragbrian Storm in 1, Scala Gold in 2, Log Hill Rover in 3, Sligo Evie in 4, Bellagio Blaze in 5, and in 6, Mosquito. Doggesser, what do you fancy?
I thought this was a very tricky race. They've all got interlinking form. The 1, 2, 4, 5, maybe 6 run against each other last week. Well, the 1, 2, and the 5 did, but they've all got interlinking form. They all beat each other week in, week out. I actually think the 5's the best of the best of the sort of 1, 2, 4, 5, and 6. The problem is he's just got to get around the bend and get a pitch, which he never seems to do. The 3 was interesting. It showed a bit of pace on debut last time in a much better race. So if I had to pick anything, I'd go with Logo Rover. It's got no pace on its inside, but the 2 is going to move off slightly. So, and it would have to trap a lot better than what it did the last night. So I'd be with the 3, but it's not a race I like, to be honest.
So Doggesser's selection in race 1 is Trap 3, Log Hill Rover. Race 2 is an A2 over 483 metres. Dundane Ranger in 1, Noddy's Blue Goat in 2, Paradise Kia in 3, Jumeirah Ranger in 4, Glenada Mambazo in 5, and in 6, Scorched Earth. Doggesser, what do you fancy?
I'm going to be with Paradise Kia. I don't think she's running great, but she did sort of 30-30 last time out. The 1 and the 2 are paceless. The 1's going to move off the fence. The 4 wants a wider berth. The 5 definitely wants a wider berth, and the 6 wants the full box. The outsides look like they're going to be in the mess, and Kia looks like she's certain to go around the inside. Glenada Mombaza left absolutely lengths on the track last week. The problem is, I think it's going to be one of them type of dogs. It runs very wide as well, and like I said, the Scorched Earth dog's like moving in. But they bet the Mombaza dog like it couldn't get beat last time, and yeah, they were right, to be fair. It went off about 8 to 11ish. But like I say, I think it's boxed up here, and I think Kia will go around, and I think this is a bit of a drop in class for Kia as well. So yeah, I'd make her one of the better bets on the card.
So Doggesser's selection for race 2 is Trap 3, Paradise Kia. Race 3 is an A2 over 483 metres. Glaze Babe in 1, Night of Dreams in 2, 008 in 3, Rosmalt Logan in 4, Crackaway Express in 5, and in 6, Keedy Rocket. Doggesser, what do you fancy?
I thought this was very difficult. The 1's really well drawn on the fence. and the 4 is really well drawn as well. Now, the 2 is going to swing off massively. The 3 is going to be looking for the fence. I don't know why 08 keeps being running the free box. It's desperate for the rails. Night to Dreams is desperate for the middle. If anything, they should be swapped, them 2 dogs. And Glace Babe's going to probably move off the fence a little bit as well, but she's got a massive sort of area on the inside that she's going to be able to run into. The 4 is going to be pretty much the same as well because the 5's not got much pace. The 6 is interesting because, Keedy Rocket was a B1 dog not long back. He's had a couple of months off the track. I've noticed he's had a hand slip, which is very, very strange for being off 8 weeks. Now, unless they've had no sort of chance to gallop the dog or something along them lines, and they brought him to the track almost for a gallop. But it just seems a really weird thing to do. And then obviously he's trialled over 483 metres. Like, I don't understand why you want to just step him up gradually and even put him back in at the 450. But it just seems like a really weird thing to do. Now, the trial's absolutely useless, but, the dog would be a 29.90 dog if he's right. But I'd want to see him do that before I make my mind up about him. Like I say, the 1 and the 4 are really well drawn. If I had to pick anything, I'd probably just be with the 1. Everything to be price dependent. I have the 1 slight favourite over the 4, but like I say, the 6 will be interesting if it came back to life. But yeah, probably just about Glace Babe for me.
So Doncaster's selection in race 3 is trap 1, Glaze Babe. Race 4 is a D3 over 275 metres. Ballymac Rita in 1, Millcroft Mervyn in 2, Titanium in 3, Ballymac CC in 4, Kilbarry Laurel in 5, and in 6, Grangeview Lucky. Doggesser, what do you fancy?
I'm going to be with Kilbarry Laurel. Look, this is a little bit of a step up on the last run, but Ballymac CC is going to absolutely dive for the rail like she does every single week, and yet they keep sticking her in the 4 box. So then you look outside of that, what's going to get the space, and you're looking at the 5 and the 6. The 6 is a boat. It's not a sprinter in the slightest. It'll be a better dog when it steps up in trip. So the 5 is probably more of a sprinting dog, and I think it'll lead out wide. Ballymac Rita probably 6 weeks ago would have been a penalty kick versus these. She looks completely gone at the game. The 2 got knocked over last run, trial back in okay. Titanium's a missed break early pace, absolute lunatic pace dog, but it's going to get cut up by the 4. So I wouldn't want to be on anything on the inside. So I'd be with the 5. I've got the 5 favourite about 2-1, but I wasn't sure if it was messing about or not last time. So I'd have a little bit of caution with betting it, but it's the best drawn dog in the race and draws win ground races. So yeah, Kilbarry Low for me.
So Doggesser's selection in race 4 is trap 5, Kilbarry Laurel. Race 5 is a D4 over 275 metres. Granada Blaze in 1, Granada Spark in 2, Be Proud in 3, Lady Mystical in 4, Wish for Smithy in 5, and in 6, Mudross Abbey. Doggesser, what do you fancy?
I've ended up with Wish for Smithy here. It missed the break very, very badly on debut. The 3, 4, and 5, 3, 4, 5, and 6 all raced against each other last week. Smithy missed the break and still beat pretty much all of them. I think Mudross might have been in front of it, I'm not sure. But he gave probably 7 lengths out of the cans, maybe a little bit less. The 1 run well in a better race last week. Didn't really show much, but it was in with much better dogs. The 2 run against much worse dogs and showed pace, but it wasn't in with anything the likes of 5, 6, or 1 here. I've had it between the 1 and the 5, but I think the 5, if it caught a break, it'd win. The problem is with these missed break types is that they tend to just be absolute skinners. I don't know enough about it. I don't think he wants the 5 necessarily either, but I'd give it a chance. I think it's got the most pace in the race. I think it'll be the best dog in the race, but it's 2 years and 5 months, I think it is, and it's had. I think that was its first ever run. So that'd be interesting as well as to why that is. But yeah, wish for Smithy for me. But again, I won't be charging into this.
So Dog Guesser's selection in race 5 is trap 5, Wish for Smithy. Race 6 is a B4 over 450 metres. Champagne Clelia in 1, Bumblebee Poppet in 2, Molly Coddler in 3, Clearway Vicky in 4, Wanted Stacey in 5, and in 6, Coon of Speed. Dog Guesser, what do you fancy?
I've gone with Champagne Clelia. She beat the 5 and the 6 last week. The time before the 1 and the 2 raced, they were drawn the opposite way around and they showed similar pace. I think the 1 will hold because of the line this time. The 3 won't get across the 2 and the 1. The 4 is just a bit paceless, so it won't matter. It's well drawn, but it's not going to matter because it's not going to have the pace to take advantage. The 5 is going to step off. The 6 is going to move in. The 5 and 6 could hit each other. The 1 will lead the inside and go close here. I mean, it's not the strongest in the 5, but 5 had every chance to crack it last week and it didn't do. So, if the 6 gets a run, then the 6 will probably be the winner. But, again, draws win races. The 5 and 6 could possibly hit. And the 4 is a boat. So, the 1 will probably lead the inside, have the right type of dogs behind it and probably go very, very close.
So Dog Guesser's selection in race 6 is trap 1, Champagne Clelia. Race 7 is a B2 over 450 metres. Black Illusion in 1, Cloncunny Shell in 2, Walkaway Demi in 3, Anna Blake in 4, Keedy King in 5, and in 6, Harlequin Lucy. Dog Guesser, what do you fancy?
I was hoping that this is just like a bit of a mad race for me because I think a lot of the 5, and I think it'll be a proper dog in time. It's got a really good early pace, but last week it turned the bend in second and just to either quit because it's not led or I don't really know. I think or it might have gone lame. I'm not sure. It just run no sort of race from the second bend. The 1 and the 2 have raced each other a few weeks. The 1's finally got its box and it'll probably lead the 2 and hold it on the inside. The 6 has got early pace, but it won't lead the 1. The 3 run a decent race last week, but I don't think it's got the pace to clear the 1 to 2. The 4's going to move in slightly as well to hamper that. So, look, I'd like to like the 5, but I don't trust that it's 100% sound. So, it'd be a no bet race for me. But if I had to pick anything, I'd probably just pick the 1 because I think it'll get round off the front.
So race 7 would be a no bet race, but if you did have to pick anything, it would be trap 1, Black Illusion. Race 8 is a B4 over 450 metres. Devon Ranger in 1, Corinolli in 2, Brennan's Natasha in 3, Sarah's Genie in 4, Barbershop in 5, and in 6, 1 for Coco. Dog Guesser, what do you fancy?
I'm with Corin Ollier, and I'm going to make this my next best. Look, the 1's going to lead the 2. The 3's going to get out the 2's way. The 4 stays a little bit, to be fair. Barbershop's an absolute raving lunatic, similar to most turbo types. I'm hoping this gets off the front and just completely slows the race down. If the 5 gets off the front, you can put a line through the 6, put a line through the 1, put a line through the 3, and then you've got the 2 runners left, which are the 2 and the 4, 2 and the 4. Yeah, because the 5 just quits at the third bend as well. So we want the race to slow up and get Corinolli just dragged into the race. And if he gets dragged into the race, he's better than these. So yeah, Corinolli, I just think this is a perfect sort of race for him, to be honest. I've got him around 5 to 2. The 6 to 1 in the post is ridiculous. If you could get sort of 2 to 1, 7 to 4 a place, just have it on because the race is definitely going to slow up. And even if it doesn't, a few of these ones to lead the beat anyway. So he's just going to run on through beaten dogs. So yeah, Corinolli, each way value.
So Dog Guesser's selection in race 8 is trap 2, Corinolli. Race 9 is a B3 over 450 metres. Ballymac South in 1, Some Gear Boy in 2, Painted Clouds in 3, Liz Duffella in 4, Tanner's Matt in 5, and in 6, Jumeirah Rebel. Dog guesser, what do you fancy?
Being honest, I don't fancy anything here. The 6 is really well drawn. The insides are a bit of a mess. The 5 wants the 3 box. The 4 is going to move inside. The 3 is going to move in ever so slightly. The 2 is moving off. The 1 showed absolutely nothing last week. I know she's in season, about 9 weeks season, but she ran, well, shocking really. Should have needed the run, don't get me wrong, but you couldn't better off the showing of that, and she's got a nice draw as well, to be fair. I just think the 6 might plod around the outside. The rest of them will probably fall over each other, and the 6, sort of anything 3-1, 7-2 plus. You can bet your life it's going to do a 28.50 because it's just run so wide, and it's got an absolute monster draw. I couldn't bank on anything else doing a 28.50, so yeah, I'm with Jumeirah Rebel.
So Dog Guesser's selection in race 9 is trap 6, Jumeirah Rebel. Race 10 is a B5 over 450 metres, Moss Miller in 1, Culmohan Prince in 2, Holt Mill Tiggett in 3, Max's Bullet in 4, Mercury Blake in 5, and in 6, Final Slate. Dog Guesser, what do you fancy?
Again, this would be a no-bet race for me. The 1's really well drawn. The 2's very, very slow away. The 3 traps and then just doesn't really run to the corner. It's like a really slow dog and then just moves off the corner a little bit. Max's Bullet, I think, is actually better drawn in the 4. I think this is a better make-up for him. The 5 and the 6 are, they've not really got any early. And the 3 shouldn't cause him. 3 and the 2 are not going to cause him any problems. It's just a case of if he can get around the 1. He's not really a natural trapper, but he has got pace to the corner. So I'm hoping that Max's Bullet can get around the corner. But if I had to pick anything in the race, I'd pick in the 1. I think it's a little bit more consistent than the 4. But yeah, it's not a race I like particularly. The 2 could get a toe into the race as well, with the 1 and the 3 going away from it, and it might just get a sort of a pitch around the first bend. And like you say, if whatever doesn't lead out the 1 and the 4 is beat. If the 5 doesn't lead, that's probably beat. The 6 is useless. No offense if any of the owners are watching it or anything, or the trainer, but yeah, the 6 is not a good dog. And so the 2 might just stay on past beaten dogs and do these but it's not a race I like. If I had to go with anything, I'd probably just go with a 1. But yeah, not for me, this.
So Dog Guesser's selection in race 10 is trap 1, Moss Millie, but if we're being honest, it's not a race he likes at all. Race 11 is a D2 over 275 metres, Dominica in 1, Wish for Us in 2, Moddy Dahoo in 3, Fantasy Moon in 4, Magale Blue in 5, and in 6, Sansa Snow. Dog Guesser, what do you fancy?
I'm going to nap the 2, Wish for Us. Dominica's a misbreak early pace type and then gets in trouble at the corner. Wish for Us last week ran against Moddy Dahoo. They both trapped okay. Wish for Us showed much better pace. It went to the corner with Chieftain Snow and it was desperate not to get around the corner, to be honest. There's nothing in here like Chieftain Snow. Moddy Dahoo's a nice sort, but I just can't see it getting around Wish for Us. And if he doesn't get around that, then it's probably beat. Fantasy Moon run well last week against Bushak Sweet Pea. But I just think the Wish for Us dog, this was a proper dog before it went off. Got knocked over, I think, the time when it came back, not long back, and then in 17 deadish. And then last week it run a Stormer against Chieftain Snow, which was on Sunday, I think it was. Magale Blue is going to cut down on the 4 as well, so that just helps Wish for Us. The 6 is too slow away for me to be. It's not really a sprinter anyway. It's a 483 meter dog. So yeah, if I had to look, this Wish for Us will go around here and should win. I fancy this pretty strong. It's my nap. The 4-1 in the post is going to get knocked over by myself very, very quickly tomorrow. And yeah, that's that. If it does it right at the Kansas, this shouldn't get beat really.
So Dog Guesser's selection in race 11 is trap 2, Wish for Us, and that's his nap. Race 12 is a D3 over 275 metres. Red Brick Josh in 1, Cold Town Becca in 2, Kaliski's Duke in 3, Baby Tumble in 4, Hill End Hulk in 5, and in 6, Custodian. Dog Guesser, what do you fancy?
I'm with Cold Town Becca. Again, this is going to be one of the stronger selections. The 1, 2, and the 6 all raced against each other from the same lids on the 3rd of March. The 2 won the race very well. A few races before that, the 2 raced the 5, and Cold Town Becca beat the 5 from behind. Custodian has beaten Becca before, but I think Becca's got more pace. The 5 could hold the 6 up as well. The 4 boxes and then it sort of turns right into the 5 and the 6 lane, and then she drives the bend. The 3 hasn't got the pace to go with Becca from a couple of runs ago that I've seen. I just think she's certain to lead the inside, and she can back run the 5. And you know the outsides could be a bit of a mess as well. So yeah, I think Cold Town Becca will be the favourite here, and I think she'll be about 6-4, 7-4ish. And I think she's a pretty solid thing. But you know, if the 1 was to come away, you know, the 1 could cause us some problems to the corner. But you know, the 1 never traps, so she should get the rail to herself, and you know, she has to go close really.
So Dog Guesser's selection in race 12 is trap 2, Cold Town Becca. Thanks for watching, guys, and make sure you click that subscribe button.